What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to look at Ankr. We're going to see if there's any support for the continuing downward trend, and when is the potential reversal going to happen. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel so you can see further updates on Ankr and other cryptocurrencies. So let's go ahead and dive into the charts. As you can see right now, you see Ankr on the daily here. We're still in this somewhat downward trend. I still have, my orange resistance line here drawn out from the beginning of the price decline. And we're kind of just hovering, you know, in between Fibonacci retracement levels, essentially. Obviously, a lot of this price is influenced by Bitcoin's movement. But that doesn't mean that there's still some independent moves that can be made based on technical, either breaks or technical, um, bounces off of certain lines of resistance or support. So as of right now, we're kind of seeing we came down here and we bounced off of this level here, this 4715 level. And we tried to break our Fibonacci retracement level here of 0.077, and that basically got rejected here. I mean, we did have a one or two closes above this level. We hit our 200 MA level here, and that's going to be a huge level of resistance, and it got rejected, and now we've kind of closed multiple times below this mark. So I think the downtrend is still in play, and we'll see if we see a bounce off of this 4715 level now. I don't see any indicators that we're not going to hit this level. It's definitely, based on everything I'm seeing, I don't see how we won't retest this level of support. And then if we do somehow break that, then our next target level here is going to be the 4296, which is the 1.414 level on the fib schematic. Let me just go ahead and zoom out here to the weekly and give you some more in-depth look at what I've got drawn out. My chart here is pretty simple because Ankr's price in terms of its uh, I guess age is relatively young. Um, so what I got here is I have this gray line of support. It's a trend line that I've drawn from the beginning of the COVID crash. And you can see here that we kind of rode this support line, and then we had a spike up, and then we came back down and we actually, tested this level for support and then bounced off of it, and we've come back down. Now, you see these two lines here converge at like around, the 6.5 cent mark. It'll be interesting to see if we ever come back down to touch this, if it acts as a line of support again. If it does, that is a very bullish sign, and this could lead to a potential price convergence between this level of resistance here and this level of support. If we ever break this level of resistance this year, that's going to be a good sign for a impulsive wave up and potentially reaching this 51 cent mark. Not saying that that's going to happen anytime soon, obviously, but breaking this level of resistance will be the first step in creating new all-time highs. Now, let's go ahead and look at the relative strength index here on the monthly to kind of get a idea of what's going on here from a macro level standpoint to an extent. Now, you can see here when we had our COVID crash back in March, we didn't even have an RSI to go off of in terms of the monthly schedule. The price was still just too young. But once the RSI started to be tracked and recorded and calculated, we sat at this, or we began at this 52.86 level, somewhere around that 52, like around the 52 mark. Well, as you can see here, the current RSI is at 53.45. If you look right here, uh, it's at 53.45. So we're approaching basically the all-time monthly low RSI for Ankr. Will that be, this 1.414 level on our Fibonacci retracement? Will it be this wick down that we've created, which is the 0.471 level? Will we bounce off this line of support? So I've kind of drawn it out here, this all-time low, to see if we do get a bounce off of this, this support level, this potential support level. So at this point, it's going to be, somewhat of a waiting game. We still have 11 days in the month, so it'll be a while um, till we can kind of gauge and see if we're going to hold that 52 level mark on the relative strength, or if we're going to break it and start creating some potential lows. And then, as you can see, we have some targets laid out here in our Fibonacci retracement on what that could be. We have the 429 or 4 cent, 4.3 cent level. You have the 2.8 cent level, and then maybe we come back down to where our you know, previous impulsive wave was, which was around 1.3 cents. Overall, though, in terms of Ankr's price, it does look positive. I mean, if you look here, where we were at our low um, for relative strength at this 52 mark, the price was at around not even a cent. It was sitting here just above, half a cent, or not even. It was sitting, well, yeah, about half a cent, a little bit over half a cent. And now we're reapproaching those levels on the RSI, and we're sitting at basically 10x that. Um, so that's a positive sign. That means we're creating growth, we're creating a positive uptrend. So we will see in the coming days what is to come. Um, Let me come back down on the weekly here. You can see here on the weekly we're at pretty much very like all time. Well, we're not at all time lows, but we're the lowest we have been on the RSI since over a year ago in May of 2020, and we're sitting at a pretty healthy level here. I mean, our RSI is as low as it's ever been since May 20th, and when in May 20th the price was at a tenth of a cent, and now we're at what, we're at 5.5 cents. So things are looking very good. Our stock RSI here, we've been sitting at the as low as we can be basically for the last 2 months essentially. So it's the price in general is oversold. There's oversold sentiment. We're going to have to see some sort of bounce in the coming days, or in the coming weeks, or in the coming months. Something is going to have to happen here. The price can't sit down and in this downtrend for too long. There has to be some sort of rally or some sort of push to the upside at some point. Not going to say that's going to make new all-time highs, or it's going to be a reversal trend, but there's going to have to be something here. You can't sit in a downtrend forever. It's just impossible. Uh, so overall for Ankr, yeah, while the price is as low as it's been in a long time since March, overall macro level wise, it's still looking fine. We're still in this positive uptrend from our gray line, and you got to look at these things more as investments rather than things that you can you, assets that you can make a quick buck on. You can't think that you're gonna throw money into this thing and you're gonna become thousands of dollars richer in the next month. That's just not how it works with these things. The people who bought in here during the COVID time, they had to wait a decent amount of time to make solid gains. They had to wait approximately 5-6 months. So if you're investing right here, you might have to wait approximately 5-6 months to see some potential gains. Now, this is obviously not financial advice. I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to happen. Anything can happen in crypto, and a lot of this price is dependent on Bitcoin's behavior. But with that being said, looking at the technicals, um, you can deduce that there's a potential reversal on the horizon. So yeah, we'll just keep in keep you updated on this price action, and I will see you guys later.